Welcome to the Tesla Economist. Please hit the thumbs up and remember to subscribe. You can also follow me on Twitter and talk to me on Patreon. We heard in earnings that Tesla's average selling price of their vehicles has reduced 6% year over year, and the inference here is that the price will continue to come down over the years as Tesla start offering more affordable vehicles. They need to attract more buyers at lower price points as they'll need to increase demand due to this huge ramp up in supply. This is mainly going to be felt from Tesla offering standard range Model Ys from Berlin and Texas, but the thing is, there are several other cars also coming out. For starters, we have the Cybertruck. Now, the Cybertruck will hopefully debut sometime late in 2022, but isn't it also highly possible that when Tesla launch it, then they would start with just the tri-motor, or at least the dual and tri, and not even sell the single motor for the time being? It could be argued it's possible Tesla will start with the single motor perhaps, if they have shortages with powertrains and batteries, but I think this unlikely and is off-brand for Tesla, as in the past they've always launched with the most expensive variants. Indeed, Tesla may only sell the tri-motor to start with. I believe something like 40% of pre-orders are from the tri-motor anyway. In other words, a lot of demand. I bet you about another 20% of reservation holders who have dual motors would happily upgrade to a tri-motor to receive a Cybertruck much earlier. Well, the tri-motor Cybertruck starts at $69,000. When we're previously around an ASP of high 40,000s, and if Cybertrucks are 20% of sales by around 2023 or so, well, this would actually raise the average selling price of Teslas. And there is another car we might see next year or sometime soon too, the Roadster. This has an even higher price tag again. Granted, Tesla will not sell too many, but it will still increase the average price. The same is true for the continual ramp up of the S and X models. Oh, and there is another vehicle that may also launch around this time too, that sells for between 150 and 180,000. What's that? The Tesla semi-truck, of course. That's over 4 times the current average selling price. And sure, the semi-truck might not be as big a seller as the Cybertruck, but there should be a lot of demand. I've been getting into the economics of the semi-truck and look forward to sharing more with you, but there is absolutely no reason Tesla can't sell every single one they make for a very long time. It's different from all the other vehicles, as the customer is almost always a business that factor in return on investment, and these semi-trucks have an exceptional return on investment for any business that requires semi-trucks. As a lot of you probably know, there is a rumour that IDRA are currently producing a 12-ton Giga Press. A lot of people are speculating this is perhaps for the compact Tesla to make the entire car from a single piece, just like Volkswagen are now claiming they'll be able to do. But Elon did just say on the shareholder meeting that probably won't be something they would want to do. Therefore, I'm thinking this 12-ton press could very well be for the semi-truck. The Giga Press for the Cybertruck is 8 tons. Apparently this is for the bed of the truck. If we plug some rough numbers that we could see around 2023, then as you'll see, if we're at 3 million units and we break them down per model, then we have an average selling price of over $55,000. I think most people's projections have Tesla's auto average selling price reducing over time, but this might not be the case just yet. It probably won't be until the compact is first released with the alleged $25,000 price tag. Yes, $25,000. Do we still believe that? We've seen quite a bit of inflation since that price was first announced. Tesla said the Model 3 would be $35,000 too. It's currently $40,000. But in Tesla's defense, they genuinely did offer a $35,000 model briefly, the Model 3 Standard Range, not Standard Range Plus. Yes, that's the reason it has the plus on the end of the name. But in reality, there was very little need to ever offer this vehicle. Demand was already high enough. And it wasn't like they launched the $35,000 model to start with. So bear that in mind. This $25,000 price tag, well, it's not guaranteed. I mean, firstly, we should just be thankful that it has any price tag, to be honest. What do I mean by that? Be grateful if you're even allowed to buy it, as there's a chance Tesla are going to keep a lot of them for themselves. Tesla is starting to accumulate cash and pay off debt, but more cash is going to accumulate, and at an accelerated rate too. Don't expect dividends. Tesla is saving up for something, or some things. My guess is they're saving up for their own robotaxi fleet, solar farms and battery storage, and perhaps later on their robots. Vertical integration. At least Tesla let us be a part of it too, and share our cars in the robotaxi fleet, and use our solar and battery storage to contribute to the grid. Look, I would say there is a good chance that the compact will eventually become for sale, but it might initially start at a price tag of closer to $30,000. And obviously plenty of people will start paying that. But there is a certain figure that Tesla can approach that make their cars almost free compared to the cost of ownership of an ICE car. If the average American spends $3,000 a year on fuel, then over 5 years that's $15,000. Okay, you still have to pay to charge an electric car if you don't have solar, but there are other cost savings involved in an EV that pretty much negate the charging costs when compared to an ICE car. So in 5 years alone, even if the compact car was $30,000, you would have saved enough to pay off half the car. And I'm not expecting the compact until 2024. Therefore, I think until then, we could actually still see average selling prices above the $50,000 range. Oh, and margins improving at the same time. wow, this company is sure looking profitable. Also, we tend to think that Tesla lowering their prices means lowering their margins. Well, Tesla actually haven't been lowering their prices. Well, I think aside from a minor price reduction on the Model 3 in Shanghai, Tesla have mainly been increasing their prices. So how are Tesla lowering their average selling price? Well, this is because they are introducing more affordable models. Once Tesla established methods of offering more affordable models, yet still able at the same margins as their other models, they'll be added to the mix. The more affordable models will open up much larger markets to consumers with budgets at lower price points. Oh, and the main method for offering more affordable models is using LFP batteries. On Battery Day, Elon was saying that they didn't intend on simply making all the cars affordable just because they can make them that cheap. Elon said that they actually do want to make some profit. Remember, we have about 15 years of this company making a loss. As soon as Tesla finally start making some profits, why would they want to stop? Tesla don't have any competition around to squeeze their margins. In fact, it's the absolute opposite. Even with these crazy high margins, Tesla are the ones squeezing the competition. The competition are doing their best to compete at Tesla's price point, but this squeezes all their margins, and more. Some people say the Model 3 will be the $25,000 Tesla. This is not going to be the case. I can't see the Model 3 getting much lower than $35,000, and that really is cheap enough. We need the market to understand the cost of owning a car is not the price tag, but also the running cost, i.e. you pay $35,000 for a Tesla initially, but over 5 years of ownership, the cost is similar to a $15,000 ICE car. In fact, the Tesla probably won't depreciate, so in reality it's probably more like the cost of a $10,000 ICE car. If Tesla ever advertised, this might be one campaign to use, a side-by-side comparison of cost of ownership of a Model 3 versus a Toyota Corolla. If you can't afford a $35,000 Model 3, then perhaps you can afford the $25,000 compact. That's the point of the compact, to hit other price points, whilst maintaining great margins. The point of getting these costs down now are mainly to improve margins, not reduce prices. And if you can't afford the $25,000 compact, then there's robotaxis. Maybe Tesla could even have such high conviction in their depreciation that they could sell a $35,000 Model 3 with a guaranteed $25,000 rebuy price in 5 years, obviously subject to miles and condition. But I guarantee most auto consumers do not realize this about Tesla, which is the biggest cost saving when compared to any other automobile. These high average selling prices will only last until we have the advent of the compact Tesla. I keep saying to expect 5 million or so a year, but it could even be 10 million now, especially if there's less competition. Less? How can there be less competition if everyone is trying to ramp up? Well, I'm pretty sure ICE cars will be ramping down. This is when we'll start to see the average car prices drop, but hopefully margins remain intact. Thanks for listening. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter and talk to me on Patreon.